In the previous videos, we looked at how Ife transformed from an house society to an empire, where it used glass beads to control the region. The 15th century was a turning point for Ife, as the political and societal structures that once held power were beginning to crumble. The effects of the crisis at the northern frontiers of Ife's empire were becoming increasingly evident. To fully grasp the intricate series of events that led to Ife's decline, one must examine the role of the empire's long-time rival and protector, the claimants. Oba Olufon was able to re-establish Ife's power and influence in the Igbomina region by reclaiming lost territories from Owu and establishing Oyo as a vassal state. The use of aggressive expansion tactics towards Owu and neighboring city-states, which had encroached on Ife's empire, silenced any rebellious attitudes and solidified the capital's grip on power. To fund his ambitious campaigns, Oba Olufon turned to the relentless mass production of glass beads, which were exported to distant lands, bringing in a flood of riches to the empire, fueling an insatiable hunger for wealth and power. As the final days of his reign approached in the late 14th century, Oba Olufon II was plagued by the ravages of age and illness. The once mighty king was forced to watch his court become increasingly complacent, as they basked in the faded glory of past accomplishments, not focusing on proper productive economic principles. The new sets of privileged princes were thrown into the heat of Ife's economical recession. The rampant production of glass beads had saturated the market to a point where the price value index of Ife's glass beads plummeted, as Ife had no other reliable exports to base its economy around. The proverbial glass bubble had shattered, plunging Ife into an economic meltdown. As demand for Ife's glass beads dwindled, trade shifted towards alternative materials like jasper beads, increasing commercial traffic in the Mush Niger area. Seizing this opportunity, Oyo grew wealthy by taking over control of Ife's holdings in this area and solidifying their dominance over these trade routes, marking the beginning of a new era of power for Oyo and a decline for Ife. Underpinning the unraveling of Ife's economic and political might was a drying up of the West African region. Towards the end of the 14th century, rainfall began to slowly but steadily decline, similar to what had happened thousands of years ago. This led to the receding of the rainforest further south. The region was hit by severe droughts, which led to an outbreak of smallpox that ravaged the city. In the midst of this chaos, Oba Olufon II fell victim to the disease and spent his final days in isolation at the Mori Grove. The outbreak of the disease further exacerbated Ife's already struggling economy, as the lack of competent leadership, as we discussed earlier, led to mass migrations from the city. The city of abundance was no more. Its polished pavement laced with ceramic tiles laid in disrepairs, and the walls of the great houses, once decorated with beautiful murals, faded away. As time passed, the transmission of traditional crafts and trades became increasingly difficult. Some practitioners left Ife in search of new and emerging polities, like Benin, where they found patronage under the Oba. Benin was one of Ife's earliest vassal states, which served as a redistribution center for Ife's trade, where red inu glass served as a medium of exchange. With Ife's hegemony receding, Benin went through a violent dynastic change around the mid-15th century, with Oba Ewari the Great usurping the throne and setting out to make Benin a force to be reckoned with. Benin's expansionistic drive through Akoko and Ekiti allowed it to secure some of Ife's old trading routes, securing safe passage to the Mush Niger area, where it came in contact with Oyo, which like itself was a former client state of Ife. For now, Benin filled the vacuum Ife left in the eastern and central region of the Yoruba heartland. The change in climate had disastrous consequences for the West African region, causing both political and ecological crises that disrupted the stabilities of empires like Mali and Kemen. The resulting conflict over scarce resources led to the rise of the Songhai Empire in 1468 and the Kemen Bornu Empire around the same time period. As these empires expanded, they displaced many people who fled to the Hausa region in search of safety. This influx of migrants fueled competitions between the Hausa city-states, which sought to acquire as much land and labor as possible. This led to the rise of 5 dominant Hausa city-states, which relied on slave labor to fuel their expansion. However, they needed more labor and began looking south, beyond the river Niger, where some among the Nupe were willing to meet their demand in exchange for horses. This sparked an arms race that saw the consolidation of Nupe politics into several confederacies. The Nupe had entered a vicious cycle of raiding and capturing slaves in order to maintain and expand their cavalry. This is when Nupe excursions into the Yoruba regions began, from the Mush Niger area to Ekiti, and eventually Oyo, where at the end of the 15th century, its capital was raided, pillaged, and abandoned. By the beginning of the 17th century, Ife had been reduced to a shadow of his former self. New political powers like Ilesha and Ijebu rose to prominence, while old vassal states like Oyo grew into regional heavyweights. Despite the challenges faced, Ile-Ife underwent a dramatic transformation when Oni Lajamishan took the throne in the latter half of the 17th century. He rebuilt Ife into a sacred city for the gods. This marked a turning point for Ile-Ife as it once again became a center of religious and cultural significance. Today, Ile-Ife is a city with a rich and ancient history that stretches back thousands of years, whose influence and importance can still be felt today. Hey guys, thanks for watching the entire series. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. I would like to give a special shout out to our patrons for their continued support. If you would like to become a patron and support the creations of more content like this, please visit our Patreon page. If you liked the video, please leave a comment and hit the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. See you next time. Bye.